Oh my God, that's the guy. Bro.
Abandoned buildings are abandoned for a reason, and these 6 moments are the perfect examples because they contain violence, suppression, and incomprehensible events that are unknown to this date. Moe Sargi. Moe Sargi's YouTube channel is based entirely on exploring the mysteries in the world. He sometimes goes exploring in a forest and sometimes in a building. In one of the videos, he went into a massive abandoned pet food warehouse, which would have been a straightforward documented moment where he would showcase the machinery, capture some footage, and get out. Instead, it became one of the intense cat-and-mouse games that he would never forget. This factory was located somewhere in North America, and it stretched across multiple buildings. All of these buildings were connected to each other by industrial corridors and catwalks. Moe noticed that there was a security circling the property, so he made this controversial decision that most explorers would consider almost mind-boggling. He went into the building through a cornfield because that was his safest bet. He finally emerged on the side covered in vines and mud. Inside the building, old equipment was sitting frozen mid-operation, as the factory worker had simply vanished in a single moment. Then something terrible happened. He found a makeshift bed that was built inside one of the giant exhaust machines. Coincidence? We don't really think so. Someone was definitely living here, and not just passing through, because this was a full setup. They heard strange noises that were echoing through the halls. There were doors that were closed but suddenly opened as they were moving. They kept hearing footsteps from somewhere above or below, but it was impossible to tell due to the noise coming from all over the place. As they were walking, they most suddenly spotted him. There was a figure standing in the distance, moving deliberately towards them. The factory's resident had returned, and he was definitely not happy about why there were people there. Moe's cameras captured the moment perfectly as the masked man emerged from the shadows and walked towards him. The chase was on, and they were running down the straight while the cross catwalks, and the masked man was pursuing them relentlessly. Moe and his friends finally made it out, but barely, bursting through an exit and not stopping until they were seriously away from the madman. It seemed staged, but at the same time, it didn't look like it was staged, because that's not how we weren't really able to find a loophole in this. What do you think happened here? Let us know in the comments down below, and subscribe now because the next one gets crazier. Coker Urbex. Jared Coker's return to a massive abandoned pet treat factory in Kansas was diabolical. It was his self-proclaimed favorite location where he started with much motivation and acted in the back of a police car. But that wasn't even the worst part of the night. This factory was huge, and it had over 5 stories of industrial equipment, conveyor belts, boilers, and machinery that was frozen in time. Jared wanted to explore it, and he had already done it successfully once before, so he knew the layout. His entry strategy was smart, where he followed a creek through the fields surrounding the property. Everything went according to his plan. He even documented empty offices once he entered. Industrial equipment was also found, and he even went into the areas that he had missed the first time. From the upper floor window, he saw a red car driving onto the property. Security, or someone claiming to be security, had just arrived, but he didn't know where the intruder had parked or which direction they had gone. He was trapped on an upper floor with limited exit options because the security, or whoever it was, could have come from anywhere. Then came the sound that changed everything. While he was inside, just moving, he heard a gunshot. It was loud and echoing through the factory. Jared's camera shook violently as he ducked behind cover. His breathing was also intense. There, he made a desperate decision. He had to run for it, but there was no other way around. The footage shows him navigating down ramps and stairwells, constantly checking if someone is quickly approaching before him. He made a break for the tree line, and he almost made it, but then the man spotted him, shouted in before he could process what was happening. He was caught. The man ordered him to sit down, pulled out handcuffs, and restrained him. The man claimed to be a private security guard and said that he would call the police. He admitted to firing the warning shot, and he warned Jared that he shoots at trespassers and they run. That's just how it works. After the police arrived, Jared was arrested for criminal trespassing. But here's where the story gets truly disturbing. While Jared was sitting in the police car, a call came over the radio. Another shooting had occurred in the same factory, and the security guard had shot at 2 more kids who entered after Jared was removed. Jared was then released in the early morning hours after spending time in the holding cells, giving paperwork about court dates and a fine, but the entire trespassing experience was quite eerie and painful for the YouTuber. 2Swag. Next up, we have a YouTuber called 2Swag who goes to America's largest abandoned malls, one of the most actively hostile locations towards the explorer. Rumors here circulate constantly. The security guards who live inside and people with weapons are chasing trespassers. On the other hand, there are figures that might not be official security at all. 2Swag and his friends knew the risk, but decided to go inside anyway. Their first attempt didn't even go as planned, as they couldn't even go past the parking lot. Security trucks were active all the time, with engines running, positioned near every single entry point. The moment they approached, a vehicle started moving towards them, forcing them to sprint across the cracked asphalt and disappear into the surrounding area. Attempt 2 came after hours of surveillance. They took down all the information and identified every single possible entry through the security office itself during the shift change. They thought that they had timed it perfectly already, and they slipped inside with their hearts pounding and were convinced that they had finally made it. Then seconds later, they were confronted by someone who claimed to be a security guard who kicked them out immediately. Most people would have given up here because they were humiliated already, but 2Swag waited an entire month, strategizing, and returned for the attempt. This time, they made it deeper into the mall than ever before. The deeper they went, the more silent it became, and it was only broken by their footsteps that were echoing off the tile floor. Then they spotted movement. At first, they thought it was official security and ducked behind cover, but as they maneuvered deeply into the mall, they realized that something was wrong. The guards weren't just watching them, they were actively hurting them, blocking exits, and setting up positions that prevented escapes. Trapped and running low on options, they quietly retraced the steps, hoping to slip out the way that they had come. That's when they encountered him. It was a man who was aggressive and confrontational, who claimed that they had been inside before. He wasn't even wearing any official uniform. He just moved weirdly, and his behavior suggested that this was someone else. This encounter escalated quickly, and the man blocked their escape route, moving to physically prevent them from leaving. 2Swag's friends managed to get a door open, and then they bolted. The man pursued, shouting threats and lunging at them as they fled. Even the escape route, the door that they had used to enter before, was now locked from the inside. They burst through, and the man was right behind them, with his hands reaching for them as they cleared the path. This is the traumatizing moment that 2Swag went through, but even after this, they still don't give up on trying to uncover the mysteries of malls. Uncharted Expedition. This one is quite disturbing, and it is by a YouTube channel called Uncharted Expedition, which entered the abandoned building where they expected nothing but decay, old medical equipment, and some creepy atmosphere. The hospital still had running water with the flush toilets, and there were lights in some areas that flickered weakly. It felt less abandoned, but more like someone was still living here. As they explored deeper, strange things started happening. The doors that they had left open were suddenly closed. Many times during the video, we can see that the automatic doors activated on their own, sliding open with such a scary vibe that it traumatized the YouTuber. Then came the noise. It was a movement from floors that were above or below. The group was getting uneasy with every single unexplained occurrence. They even found graffiti warning them to leave. Elevator buttons were glowing and suggesting that someone had recently used them. The tension only became worse, and without a warning, a fire alarm began blaring, not throughout the entire building, but in the specific area that they were in. After this, the group panicked, and they scrambled to find an exit. They finally burst through an exterior door into the daylight, but the alarm was still ringing behind them. The footage ends with them standing outside, breathing hard, looking back at the hospital with genuine fear, because it was like someone was controlling their whole experience. What do you think happened here? Let us know in the comments down below. TP Urbex. TP Urbex one day decided to go into an abandoned school in Indiana, America. But it was the worst mistake of his life. The school was still in a preserved condition, and it didn't look like it was abandoned at all. The design was beautiful, and as the YouTuber was admiring it, a man stood there holding a metal pipe, staring at them with an expression that made his intentions clear. He wanted to hit them. There was no greeting, warning, or any attempt at communication. He simply charged towards them with the pipe held ready. The man didn't respond no matter what. He was chasing them relentlessly. The explorer ran through the auditorium, then out in the hallways, desperately trying to find any exit that would get them outside. The man was still behind them, and the sound of the metal pipe was clanging against the walls as it made them more cautious and anxious. Finally, the YouTuber went on to the streets, and TP Urbex made his point here that he would never go back to the school again because the man didn't even seem like he was real. Urbex Hill. Last on our list is Urbex Hill, a YouTuber who takes risks by going into exponentially dangerous locations. This time, he learned the hard way when he entered an abandoned building that was the Rockefeller Building in Cleveland, Ohio. It was a historic structure dating back to 1905. The building was showing in every detail, but still we can see that there were grand staircases and beautiful windows. That's where Urbex Hill moved carefully through space, documenting the decay while remaining aware of his surroundings. From there, he started hearing voices with multiple people somewhere in the building, talking in a tone that didn't even sound like the fellow explorers out there. These were voices of people working, scraping the building of anything valuable: copper wiring, metal pipes, fixtures, and anything that could be sold. Scrappers are a constant presence in abandoned buildings, and encounters with them range from awkward to deadly, depending on the circumstances. Some are just trying to make money and will avoid confrontation, while others are territorial, armed, and view explorers as a threat to them. Even on our YouTube, he caught glimpses of a weapon and heard aggressive exchanges between members of the group. This wasn't a casual moment for him there. He made the right decision to leave everything immediately, but navigating out without being detected became a problem as well. The scrapers were spread throughout the building, blocking direct routes to the exit that he wanted to use. Every step was giving away his position, and his camera audio also cut, making the video worse. He mentioned being armed himself, which provided him with some psychological comfort, but he was outnumbered in an unfamiliar place. Finally, he found an alternate exit route and slipped out of the building while the scrapers were working elsewhere. This was a relief, but it was a very life-threatening experience that he had just had. Which encounter surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell icon for more.